She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
Caitlin Clark spent her rookie season getting slammed, shoved, and swiped at by defenders who clearly mistook defense for WWE tryouts. But guess what? That era of open season on Caitlin Clark is officially over. The Indiana Fever have just upgraded from developing roster to you mess with our star, you better bring ice packs. The days of cheap shots are done, because the Indiana Fever just hired enforcers in sneakers.
I feel like I'm getting hammered.
Say hello to the new Fever recruits, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Brianna Turner, and Dewana Bonner. These four aren't just experienced vets. They're physical, fearless, and fully ready to throw their weight around if anyone so much as breathes too hard on Clark. Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter, Asia Wilson, Dejanay Carrington. Yeah, you all might want to rethink those hard fouls. Because now, you're not just messing with Caitlin. You're going to have to go through the enforcer squad.
Like, she needs an enforcer. And if it ain't going to be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have like a Zavaria McDaniels or a Rakisha Mahorn? She needs like a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league, and it's a collective, it's a bunch of them, it's been brewing.
This wasn't just about adding talent. It was a message. The Fever aren't content with competing. They're gunning for dominance. And they're doing it while making sure their franchise player doesn't have to eat the hardwood every time she crosses half court. Clark's haters have officially been put on notice.
But sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer type players.
Let's rewind and remember what the start of Caitlin Clark's WNBA journey really looked like. She stepped onto the court with the weight of the league's future on her back and delivered fireworks. But instead of being embraced, she got body-checked like she owed someone money. Instead of basketball, it looked like some players signed up for a hockey league.
So there's a hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down.
And make no mistake, this wasn't just rookie treatment. The level of physicality Clark faced bordered on targeted harassment. Game after game, she took elbows to the ribs, arms across the neck, and hips that somehow accidentally sent her flying. It didn't take long before the numbers confirmed what we already suspected. 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league were committed against Caitlin Clark. That's not a stat line. That's a flashing neon sign saying, "We're coming for you."
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Now let's talk villains. The Chicago Sky went full heel turn, delivering 80% of those flagrant fouls against Clark. Coincidence? Please. That's not defense. That's a mission. A mission to intimidate, rattle, and break her. And who led the charge? Angel Reese, of course, who proudly turned hard fouls into highlight reels. Reese straight up laid Clark out on a drive that left fans gasping, commentators squirming, and Clark? She got up, adjusted her ponytail, and calmly drained a three the next play. That's cold.
Clark! Hammer!
Then came Kennedy Carter, who decided to turn a dead ball into a full-on shoulder check. The cameras caught it, fans lost it, and Clark? Once again, no complaints, no drama. Just the calm, cold focus of someone who's used to being the target and still torching defenses.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
And Dejanay Carrington? Let's just say she's never met a hard foul she didn't like. The list of players trying to knock Clark off her game is long, but that list is about to meet its match. Remember when she denied even poking Clark in the eye?
When you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
Because the Fever weren't about to let their generational superstar carry that burden alone again. So what did they do? They built a wall named Natasha, Sophie, Brianna, and Dawana.
It's going to be Caitlin Clark Flash Show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court. Because that's like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
Let's start with Natasha Howard, the head of defense in this new Indiana regime. She's not just experienced, she's a 3-time WNBA champion and former Defensive Player of the Year. She's played with legends, guarded MVPs, and never backs down. She's the type of player who makes opponents think twice before trying anything shady. The minute she steps on the floor next to Clark, it's a whole new atmosphere. That extra shove from Carrington, that blindside screen from Wilson, not happening with Natasha in the building.
The signing of Natasha Howard represents a massive step forward for the Indiana Fever and their quest for a championship. In Howard, the Fever gain a 3-time WNBA champion, a Defensive Player of the Year, an All-Star, and a veteran with more than 300 games played.
Howard doesn't do subtle. She sends messages with blocks, boards, and the kind of mean mug that makes even the boldest forwards take a step back. She's here to anchor the defense and deliver a simple warning to anyone with dirty fouls on their mind. Try it. We dare you.
But all of that, and we haven't yet touched upon what Howard does best: defend. Howard was named Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 and has finished in the top 10 of the Defensive Player of the Year voting 3 times in her career. Howard has averaged at least 1 block and 1 steal per game in each of her last 7 seasons. And that versatility is really what makes her a weapon on defense.
Last season, Caitlin Clark took hit after hit, literally. Defenders targeted her with reckless abandon, thinking they could push her around without facing any real consequences. But now, that fantasy is officially dead. The Indiana Fever went out and got serious muscle this offseason. Howard's arrival immediately changes everything. No more hard fouls without pushback. No more flagrant shots going unanswered. Now, when Clark steps onto the court, she's got a certified enforcer next to her. A champion, a defensive powerhouse, and someone who demands respect the moment she checks in. It's a whole new ballgame.
Last season, with a minimum of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year: short and elite. A'ja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Napheesa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard.
But Natasha Howard isn't just here to throw elbows. She's also an elite two-way player. She's coming off a season where she averaged 17.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and almost 3 assists per game. That's serious production. She's also a legit threat from deep, giving the Fever another floor spacer who can help open the lane for Clark's wizardry and Boston's post dominance. Howard's impact goes beyond the box score. She's a 3-time WNBA champion and a former Defensive Player of the Year. She knows what it takes to win at the highest level, and she's bringing that mindset to a young Indiana team that's hungry for a title. With over 50 playoff games under her belt, she's exactly the kind of steadying presence this team needs.
Start off with trust. We gotta make sure we trust each other. When we trust each other, we could go a long way. And that's one thing that, when everybody come back from playing whatever they doing and stuff and training before training camp start, that's when we need to start coming together, getting to know each other off the court instead of on the court. Because if you know your teammate off the court, it'd be easy when you on the court. So that's one thing we need to dig in more deeply is trusting each other.
And make no mistake, she's not just excited to be here, she's locked in. In her own words, "I'm excited to return to Indiana and bring my experience and toughness to the team." I want to help Caitlin and the Fever compete at the highest level. That's leadership. That's purpose. And that's exactly what Indiana was missing. The message is clear. If you're coming for Caitlin Clark, you better be ready for Natasha Howard.
I am just so excited to be here. I'm from the Midwest, and so for me to kind of get back to my roots and be close to my family, I'm so excited. Like when I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated, and I just like kind of feel like my spark is back. Everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet, so this should be really fun. But for me, I'm excited to be closer to home. I'm excited to deep dive into the community of Indiana. I've already met a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to inspire the next generation of young boys and girls around here, get to know the community more. But I promise you that I'm just ready to just like win. I'm ready to win. I'm ready for y'all to be there. But like I said, you guys haven't even seen feisty yet.
Now let's talk about another Fever addition who's going to make waves this season, Sophie Cunningham. If you thought Indiana was getting bullied last season, Cunningham is here to return the favor. This isn't just a player who can shoot threes. She's got the grit and toughness to stand her ground when things get physical. And in today's WNBA, that matters.
Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early, and they needed their Charles Oakley. You've got that in Sophie Cunningham.
Cunningham's signing raised some eyebrows. After all, she was one of the faces of the Phoenix Mercury, a team many thought would try to recruit Clark. Instead, Clark helped bring her to Indiana. And make no mistake, this wasn't accidental. Clark knows exactly what kind of players she needs beside her. Cunningham brings the fire, and she brings it every night.
There are so many videos of Sophie Cunningham just starting brawls.
She's a sniper from beyond the arc, hitting 37.8% from three last season. That's elite. With Clark drawing double teams and Boston commanding the paint, Cunningham will be camped out on the perimeter, waiting to cash in. And when she gets hot, she's unstoppable.
The style of play that you guys are playing here, that Stephanie is going to bring here, it's run and gun, it's shooters, it's emotion and offense, and so my eyes lit up like a Christmas tree.
But it's her toughness that might matter most. Cunningham is a Taekwondo black belt. She plays with edge. She talks trash. She plays through contact. She's the kind of player who sets a tone, and opposing guards are going to think twice before trying to punk Clark this year.
I'm a little bit sassy sometimes, which people don't like, but I love. My teammates always love. And to be honest, I spread the court. Like I can shoot the ball. And when you have playmakers who are quick, who are great passers with Kelsey Mitchell too, it lets them do their thing. And then the defense draws in and you're just ready to shoot. And so, I think that I'll bring a lot to this team. But at the end of the day, I want to be a good leader. I want to be a great teammate. I want to bring the culture piece and make sure our egos are put aside and that we're all in here to win. And I think that's going to be pretty easy with the group that we have.
On paper, her numbers, 8.4 points, 3.9 rebounds, 2.0 assists, might not blow you away, but her impact goes far beyond stats. She's the glue player, the agitator, the clutch shot taker. She's not afraid of the moment, and she's not backing down from anybody.
My length causes some issues sometimes. With the bigger people, I can get into their knees just because I kind of have that strength. But for me, I think that's an area where I could actually improve on. Like, it's funny to me that people are like, oh, she can play some defense. I'm like, oh, I struggle with that. I know Stephanie White's going to be on me about, getting better in that area. But for me, that's an exciting thing. A big shot is a great energizer. A great pass is a great energizer. But when you can get 3 stops in a row and you get the crowd into it and you frustrate the other team, like that's the type of stuff that I like.
This addition changes Indiana's identity. With Cunningham on the wing, defenses can't collapse in the paint. If they do, she's punishing them from 3. And on the other end, she's going to get in opponents' faces, throw her body around and let them know. The Fever aren't getting pushed around anymore. And we haven't even talked about the chemistry yet. Cunningham's fiery leadership alongside Clark's cool under pressure? That's the perfect blend of fire and ice. When Clark gets hard-fouled or trash-talked, Cunningham will be the first one in the ref's ear. And maybe in the opponent's face, too.
I learned so much out in Phoenix. I was really blessed to have some really great teammates. You get to learn from the GOAT, Diana Taurasi. You've had a lot of people going in and out of that program. They've won championships. And so there's just a lot to learn. And
together, Howard and Cunningham are doing more than just protecting Clark. They're creating a culture where tough physical play is matched, not tolerated. A culture where the league's rising star is surrounded by teammates who won't let her get roughed up for being great.
How are you feeling about being in Indiana and joining the team?
I'm really excited. I followed a lot of these players throughout their college careers and professional careers, so it's kind of like full circle moment to be on the same team with a lot of these players again.
Tell me what it was like that, what went into your decision to come here and join what's being built here at the Fever?
I think that the front office and the staff just really had a vision in place, and I felt that I could really complement their vision.
Brianna Turner might be the most underrated enforcer in the entire WNBA, and now she's suiting up with the Indiana Fever. If Natasha Howard is the muscle, Turner is the lockdown specialist. With back-to-back all-defensive first-team selections in 2020 and 2021, she's made a career out of shutting down opponents and protecting the paint like her life depends on it. She's not flashy, but she's brutally effective. Opposing players don't drive into the lane when Turner's waiting. They think twice, pivot out, and pray she's not lurking nearby. And now, she's on Caitlin Clark's side.
And of course you have Caitlin. She had such a phenomenal rookie season, so many great accolades. And I think the jumping from season 1 to season 2, players can also make a really big jump. So I'm excited to see her growth from year 1 and year 2. And she hasn't reached her ceiling yet either, so I'm really excited to watch her growth as well.
Standing at 6'3" with elite athleticism and a defensive IQ that rivals the league's best, Turner is a human fly swatter. In 2020, she ranked second in the league in blocks, and her 2021 campaign was just as impressive, finishing top 6 in both offensive and defensive rebounds. But she's not just a stats machine, she's a tone setter, a culture changer. In a league where physicality is part of the game, Turner doesn't flinch. She embraces the contact, takes pride in stopping elite scorers, and does it all with a quiet intensity that commands respect.
Talk about you on the court. What sort of attributes do you think you're going to bring, and where will you, add to the Fever from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think I'm really just like a calming presence. I feel like I never get too high or get too low. People are like, why don't you smile more? Why don't you get excited? I'm like, I'm just chilling, I'm vibing. I feel like I'm really an observer, but I am really competitive as well. I like to run the floor, like to play defense, like to win, and I think the Fever was a place to be if I wanted to win.
What makes Turner such a perfect fit for Indiana isn't just her skill, it's her mindset. She's a winner who brings grit, hustle, and that no-nonsense defensive mentality every championship team needs. And with the league's dirtiest players circling like vultures, Clark now has yet another wall of protection. The Fever didn't just get deeper, they got tougher. Add Turner to the mix, and suddenly the paint looks like a no-fly zone. Indiana's sending a message loud and clear. You mess with Clark, you're going to meet a defensive nightmare.
The fandom was great when I was in South Bend, and I know obviously Fever fans are known to fill up Gainbridge Fieldhouse, so I'm really excited for that. I mean, I would say Indiana is such a big basketball state. The fan bases, they go full out for their teams. I've only been there a couple of days, and I've been stopped out in the public. People ask me, where do you play for? I say the Fever. They're like, oh my God, the Fever! And they get really excited. So it's really fun to have a community that's so excited about their local sports team.
DeWanna Bonner's arrival is not only for Caitlin Clark's protection, but for redefining Indiana's entire game strategy. Bonner doesn't just bring firepower, she brings basketball IQ that's off the charts. She reads the floor like a seasoned coach and knows exactly where to be, when to rotate, and how to shut down elite scorers. That kind of on-court awareness is something you can't teach overnight. And for a Fever team that's packed with raw talent but still growing into its identity, having someone like Bonner guiding them is priceless.
My first game in Indiana, we gotta get a win.
Her leadership doesn't stop on the hardwood either. Bonner is known for mentoring younger players behind the scenes, pulling them aside during practice, dissecting film sessions, offering veteran advice after tough games. She's the kind of locker room presence that every championship team needs. And now, Clark, Boston, and the rest of the Fever get to soak in that knowledge every single day. The media might focus on the big names, the flashy plays, and the record-breaking stats, but these are the behind-the-scenes moves that build dynasties.
What excites you the most about this team that you're going to be joining?
I mean, they have dynamic pieces in CC and Kelsey Mitchell and AB, Lexi Hall. I mean, they have a great core, so why not just add to that and try to take us to the next level in the playoffs. They were in first round, and I played against them in the first round, and the way they came back the second game, it just makes you excited to, okay, I want to be a part of that. They didn't lay down and quit. They came back and actually try to beat us early, that next game.
Now let's be honest. Clark doesn't need anyone to hold her hand. She's already proven she can take hits, shake them off, and keep on scoring. But what she does need is a supporting cast that can elevate her impact. That's where Bonner comes in. She's not here to take over, she's here to amplify. With her length and versatility, Bonner can switch onto guards, disrupt passing lanes, and turn defense into instant offense. That kind of transition game is going to be deadly with Clark leading the break.
Like I said, hopefully I can make her job a little easier and she can make mine a little easier. But yeah, I think she's a great person, and we, been kind of connecting here. We had a great workout this morning, and it was fun. She's a fun kid.
And can we talk about the clutch factor? Bonner has ice in her veins. When the game is on the line, she doesn't flinch. Her resume is filled with game winners, momentum-shifting plays, and lockdown defensive sequences in crunch time. Just imagine the 1-2 punch of Clark setting up plays and Bonner finishing them with dagger jumpers or coast-to-coast drives. It's not just dangerous, it's championship material.
Kind of went on this crazy run, and they were the most well-gelled team at that time. They went from the bottom straight, and they just kept trending. And it was like one of those teams you're like, man, you don't want to really see them in the playoffs. So we got the matchup, and I think our experience helped us very well. But that second game, they came out, and it was like, yeah, they just kind of went on this trajectory that was just like on the rise, and it was literally Fever on the rise during right after All-Star. So that's exciting. That's exciting for me to see, and that kind of helped me with my decision.
Let's not forget her off-court presence too. Bonner is a walking highlight reel with a fan base that spans both coasts. Her name brings credibility. Her reputation brings respect. When she puts on a Fever jersey, it signals to the league that Indiana isn't just hoping to compete, they're demanding it. Opposing teams that thought they could bully Clark with cheap shots and flagrant fouls? That ship has sailed. Now, there's a front line of veterans who won't let that nonsense slide. Bonner, Howard, Turner, Cunningham, they're forming a wall around Clark, and they're daring anyone to try and break through it.
That experience to a young, maturing team, what can you provide?
I'm hoping that I can provide a little bit of leadership, but I feel like they're a team that last year helped them a lot and understand the dynamics of playoffs. It's a whole different ball game when playoffs come, and I feel like they're a young team, but they're a good team, and hopefully I can just provide the knowledge and explain playoffs to them a little bit better so we can be better prepared and don't get punched in the face the first game. And it's hard to come back when you do that the first game. It's hard to come back and try to win 2 straight against a veteran team.
And all of this matters even more because of what's coming. The WNBA's schedule is packed with high-stakes matchups, nationally televised games, and playoff implications that could shift in an instant. The pressure is already mounting. But now, instead of Clark being isolated and targeted, she's got a battle-hardened squad ready to back her up. That changes everything. It changes the way opponents game plan. It changes the tone of every matchup. And it sends a message to every would-be bully in the league. Indiana's not the soft target anymore. They're the storm.
Your current team has made some interesting moves the last few days. How do you feel about what your roster suddenly looks like?
I'm excited. Obviously, we made some great moves. I think, Kelly and Amber and the whole, Fever organization are, they're helping us win now. And I think that's really important. I think they're putting really good pieces together that are gonna, complement each other really, really well.
So while fans are hyped about Clark's threes, Aaliyah Boston's post moves, Kelsey Mitchell's scoring, and Lexi Hull's hustle, don't overlook what Bonner brings to this team. She's the anchor, the stabilizer, the difference maker. And now that she's in Indiana, the Fever are no longer just an exciting up-and-comer. They're a nightmare for any team hoping for an easy win. This squad is deeper, tougher, and hungrier than ever, and they've got the veteran firepower to prove it. With this lineup, the Fever are no longer chasing greatness. They're demanding it. The only question now is, who's going to stop them? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.